today. So we're talking today about social proof. How people to actually make content for you. So you've got your own small business and you tell everybody all the time about it and it's wonderful and it's great, but how do you get other people talking about it? And how do you get other people making content for you to help you grow your business? So let's have a little look at that. We're going to be going through 9 different ways of getting people to be talking about your business and why it's a really good idea to try and get this happening for you. If you haven't met me before, hi, my name is Victoria. I've been teaching small business owners how to use social media and Canva and Amazon e-commerce for quite a number of years, but I do practice what I preach. I've got my own companies and I have owned bricks and mortar and multiple e-commerce businesses before. I now own a skincare company that launched in January, so we're very new and into a saturated market. I understand how difficult it is to grow on social media, even if you're like me, you know really what you're doing. It really is. It's a very, very busy place. So let's try and get people to help you grow your business as well as you just doing it yourself. I'm also a Facebook partner and Shopify partner. I've got my Bachelor of Teaching, Cert for small business. I'm on the board of the Chamber of Commerce, so really, really interested in helping support small businesses and seeing you grow. I get goosebumps. I love it so much. When people come up to me and they said, oh, from that conversation that we had years ago, I've grown my business, and I just think, yay, wow, my world is a good place now. Okay, so encouraging your customers to share your business will allow you to have a really great steady stream of content. So you're not constantly creating content for your business. Now, Airbnb does a fabulous job of this. There's a few other places that do a very, very good job, but Airbnb, it's fantastic. People take photos of their holiday places all of the time, and then they can share that content. And so they don't have to create a lot of content themselves. So when I'm giving you all of these different ideas, try to think about how you can replicate this in your own business. So it also creates a buzz around your brand. People are seeing it everywhere. Why are people talking about it? What's good about this? There was a Red Bull, the energy drink, wanted to get into a different, I think it was in Ireland, Manchester. Anyway, it was over there, and they put empty Red Bull cans in all of the bins. So people started saying, "What's this? Why is everyone drinking this? Oh, well, if everyone's drinking this, I need to give it a go." So that sort of social proof that other people are doing it is very, very important for your brand. It creates that buzz. So social proof that your products, people actually really, really want them. You see this all the time in restaurants. You walk along a restaurant, you'll see a whole queue of people lined up outside one restaurant and hardly anyone in the other restaurant. You're going to want to go to that restaurant because you'd be saying to yourself, oh, what's good in there? Why does everyone like that one? That's fantastic. I think that's why some people hire crowds. It's a very, very ancient philosophical it's a very ancient concept, and it really goes back into our DNA to keep us safe. We want to get into a group that keeps us safe, so we flock to people with places and things that people are using already that we know that they're safe. We feel safe when other people are doing it. So it's actually a very, very powerful, feeling in ourselves. So your customers are going to trust recommendations from other people. You know yourself. You'll go to a hotel, you'll read the reviews. You'll go to a restaurant, you'll read the reviews. Go to Amazon, you'll sort of read all of the different reviews and to choose which one you want. So people like to see other people talking about it. This is why it's so important to have some form of system set up on your on your website or, wherever you are to get Google reviews and to get some form of reviews. Okay, so the logic behind this is very, very simple. Customers see other people's content as more genuine as the content that the business owner distributes themselves. So your business reaches far more people when other people are talking about it, allowing them to do the marketing for you. Now, this doesn't go just in the digital marketing. This is very much when you're doing networking as well. Think about when you're doing networking, making your pitch very, very succinct and very easy for someone else to share. Because if you're having a talk to somebody at a networking event and you're rambling on and on and on, they're not going to remember what you say. But if you're very succinct and you tell them exactly what you do and how to contact you, they might not need it, but they might go to the next person. That next person says, I've got this issue. They can then say, well, that person can help you. And so then the person who you have given that beautiful, succinct pitch to can go off and talk to 100 potential clients of yours. So it's very much us giving a very clear instruction of, and we'll go into this a little bit further soon, very clear instruction on what your business is, where it is, and how to actually access your business, who it's going to benefit. So 71% of consumers reported that user-generated content, and we call this UGC, user-generated content reviews make them more comfortable from buying a product. But how do we get them to become ratings fans and making that content for us? We reverse engineer it. We think to ourselves first, where do we want them to post? Do we want them to post a Google review? Set up an email system asking for it. Do we want them to post a video? Do we want them to post it on Instagram? Do we want them to post it on, do we want them to post it on LinkedIn? Where do we actually want them to post? So having that very clear in our minds. Do we want them to go out and tell a whole bunch of people about it? Now, where are most of our target markets? So if you are trying to get clients on LinkedIn and someone posts your review on Facebook, it's not going to be very beneficial for you. So think about where your target market is. You really want to encourage people to give you your review, to create content on that platform. Is it on TikTok? Is it on is it a YouTube thing? Is it a blog? Is it a guest blog? Is it on Pinterest? So really thinking about coming back and saying, well, where do I actually want them to post? And then what do you want them to post? But before you even start all of this, do you already have content that you can share? Do you already have content that you can share to be able to start off the process, get that ball rolling? Because once you start sharing content from other people, the new people will say, oh, that's what we've been encouraged to do. That's what the process is. We understand that. We've seen this happen before. So you can use the content that people have already created for you on a platform, and you can use it onto another platform. So if you get Google reviews, take a screenshot of it, chuck it over onto your Facebook. If you get a testimonial, fabulous, put it up onto your LinkedIn. Do you get TripAdvisor reviews? Do you get texts? Now, if you get text, that's a personal message to you. Ask permission first before you use that on your social media, especially if you have a sensitive business. If you've got a business that people may be a little bit reluctant to share their name, be very, very conscious of their privacy and actually say, is this possible if I post this on social media? It's really fabulous for other people to hear the benefit that you're getting out of this business. Google reviews are public. You can share them. If you feel like you know your clients better than anyone else, if you feel that that person doesn't really want it shared somewhere else, one, don't do it, or just ask them. Just have that communication with your clients and ask them. So have people already started taking photos for you? One of my clients, we were talking about this a little while ago, and we went through the hashtag of their business, and people had actually already started taking photos and hashtagging that business, trying to, connect the dots. And they didn't even realize. So there's a whole bunch of photos that they can use on their own social media. So fantastic, someone's already making content for you. Check to see if somebody's tagged you in their post, and then you can reuse them. Again, be very mindful of needing to ask permission you'll know in your gut if your client, you really need to ask permission for them to do that. And then what do you actually want them to post? So video content works better than anything else at the moment, but a lot of people aren't actually comfortable doing video content for you unless they're very confident on social media. They are, they're quite comfortable in the influencer space, but not many people are. So just thinking about what type of content people can create for you. Are you asking them to create video? Great. Are you asking them to take a photo like this person's doing of their meal and posting it on social media? Are you asking them to take a photo after they're perhaps massaged and they said, oh, I went to get a nice ginger tea after the massage and I felt fantastic. So thinking about what you actually really, really want people to do for you, and thinking about what the best thing is. So pictures usually are the best thing. People using the product, before and after pictures. Be a little bit mindful of before and after pictures. If you're doing any sort of weight loss or anything like that, that's not, that's against the terms and services of Facebook and Instagram. So just be a little bit mindful of that. Taking photos of them at your business, trying on your product, using a service. So yeah, really think about your business in this scenario. What can people do to create content for you? Like I said, videos usually do work better, and it's the most impactful form of user-generated content. So it shows real life about what the user's experience is. So just being very, very mindful of being cyber safety and cyber aware as well. So making sure that they haven't perhaps taken a photo with a child in the background or something like that. So just if they don't want their child on. So you have a look and keep them cyber safe as well. Now, text is the oldest form of user-generated content, reviews, testimonials, fantastic. There might be a guest blog. You might be able to put an article into a newspaper. With my skincare company, we're just about to put large, I'm nervous about it, a large amount of product into a big promotion that Hard to Find are doing. So then that gets sent out to lots of people, but it also gets put into all of their different magazines that they're in as well, and the websites. So, we're saying to ourselves, that's going to be useful for brand awareness for our company. And then we're going to get pictures in the publications, and the physical publications and the digital publications. So, it's you figuring out what's best for your business and making this happen. And there can be a variety of different ways. You don't need to focus on just one. But if you're not doing any of it yet, focus on one, do that, and then move over to another one. Audio content, podcast. You might like to sponsor a podcast. You might, and so you've got that constant repetition of our podcast has been sponsored by. Another one that I was thinking about the other day, I listen to podcasts all the time. I was listening to it and I thought you could create, if you're doing your own podcast, why not stop it halfway through and say this podcast is sponsored by, and mention your business, because it actually is. Your time is being, you're supplementing your time by your business. So you are sponsoring your own business. So that could be mentioned quite a few times in your podcast. You could also create short form video, audio content, brief messages of your business on the podcast, like I said, or long form audios. But what incentive are you actually going to give to these people? You might have raving fans that you don't need to give any incentive to, and they just want to talk about your business all the time. They want to tell everyone, and that's absolutely amazing that you have raving fans already. But sometimes we need to incentivize people to create content for us. So telling your audience about your user-generated content campaign once is not enough. You need to constantly ask them. You need to ask them, after each massage for a Google review if they haven't done it already. You need to ask them, please, I'd love to see this beautiful piece of jewelry on you. Can you please take a photo of it once you've purchased it? So setting up an automated system so it doesn't do your head in that you're constantly asking for this, an automated email after the booking, a product insert card that goes into every package that asks for user-generated content. So you'll need to have a few different strategies to get started. Once these people start understanding them and they see other people doing it, they're more likely to participate themselves. You might like to have a contest, a challenge to your audience to create the most exciting video or the most scenic photo or the most creative idea. You might like to have an attractive prize. It might be, some absolutely amazing prize, but, think about your budget, think about your margin that you've put into your products and your services. Don't undercut yourself too much. And with those contests and the competition, sometimes it's a great idea to go in with other people and do a JV, a joint venture, and so that you can actually gather other people's audiences and they can gather your audience as well. Okay, you can also do giveaways. So giveaways, fabulous. Be a little bit careful about who you're actually giving it away to. So you really want to give it away to somebody when you're trying to create this user-generated content. You're trying to give it away to someone who is actually going to take a photo of it and share it on their social media, so you can help spread that word. Free samples, absolutely. Offer it to your biggest fans. Give her some sort of loyalty system to them. Offer it to some prominent figures for free samples. Ask them to take pictures, videos, and write about their experience. So influencers get paid quite a lot of money these days. This might not be in your budget. So you're trying to find nano influencers and micro influencers. Be very mindful when you are looking at influencers that their following is actually real, because you can buy followers on Instagram. So try and find out if those followers are actually real and they are talking back to their customers online, so that they actually, that they're real and they're engaging with their audience. So asking for feedback from your users, if you have not, because you ask not. We are always trying to ask for this feedback. So if you want your customers to leave you a review of your product, ask them to do it. Do some reviews on Facebook, do some product insert card, Google reviews, email automation, and then repurpose it to all of the other platforms that you have. This is an idea for your product insert card. Asking for a review on one side, fantastic. And then asking to share your videos or pictures on your socials and tag AusSendSkin. And so AusSendSkin gets or doesn't get a notification, but it can go into the hashtag and see if anybody else has given that, done that hashtag. And then message for a discount code. So then they're getting a repeat sale as well. Okay. So creating a unique hashtag for your brand. No one owns hashtags, but I wouldn't suggest using a hashtag like hashtag Nike or something like that, because it just, create your own and check out the hashtags first before you start promoting it everywhere. So a little story for you. I was working with a large holiday resort place, and we were talking about this, and they said, okay, let's use the hashtag, and they were using the beach that they were there. They wanted people to take photos of their families on the beach, hashtag them so they can, promote that they're a lovely, friendly holiday place that's on the beach. But we checked the hashtag and it was a nude beach in another country. So they did not want to use that hashtag of that particular beach because they were promoting a family-friendly place to go. So being very mindful, checking the hashtag on Instagram to see if it is going to be useful for you, and then asking people to promote it for you. So this company has put it on the mirrors. So if people take a little snap of themselves in the mirrors, changing, they can take a photo of it and share it. I saw this done at a gym at the beginning of the year, I think it was, and all of the hashtags were backwards. It looked really strange, but when you took a photo of it, the hashtag was the correct way around. So that's a very, very clever way of doing it. This is another fabulous, clever way of doing it. People get their braces off. They really want to have a look. They want to get their photos done. They get in here and then they go on that orthodontist's social media. Just checking the chat. Okie dokes. So work thing for now. I'll be back. Talk about examples that relate to my group. Group of clients, business owners who work to sell their business, or executives looking to grow their companies who buy businesses. These influencers talk about selling day-to-day provides products or services. Okay, I'd have to have a really good think about that. Groups of clients, business owners who are looking to sell their businesses. Okay, let me marinate that in my mind as we're going through so I can come up with something. Okay, so again, yes, you're right. Service-based industries and product-based industries are interesting, are better at this, but I'm sure we can find a way to make it work for you. Working with influencers, affiliates, brand ambassadors, and loyal customers. So start with your loyal customers. They're the ones that are going to be sharing your content. So there's one for you, people that have already been through your business and are doing some sort of review on you. Fantastic, easy. That's one of the best ways you could do that. Working with influencers, if you've got a product or a service-based industry, affiliates, they get a percentage of each sale if you've set up some sort of code for them. Brand ambassadors really are just working with your company. They're like full-time employees. Please make sure that you do have a contract in place, even if it's paid or if it's gifted. So it's your choice. If it's gifted and you've gifted it to friends and you completely trust that they're going to post something for you, fabulous. If you're gifting it to people that you don't really know about, have a timeline that you want them to post and give them examples of what to post and where to post. Because I've been stung with this before, given away things, and they've got the product and then they've said, I don't really feel like doing it anymore. And there's nothing you can do about it. There's no formal contract in place. There's nothing you can do about that at all. So just be very mindful to have some sort of communication with when you want them to post it, like giving them a timeline, where you want them to post it, and what type of thing you want them to post. So you could do unboxing videos, testimonial videos, promoting your products or your services, showing how to use your products and where to buy the products, photos and videos of them at your business, and what they did after the service, how they felt about working with you, what the benefits for them working with you. These are all for you to select. Benefits working with you, benefits that is going to be, it's been an easy process. I recently had to work with a broker, and, she was absolutely amazing, and I posted it all over social media, gave her a fabulous review. So that's the type of thing that you can do in your industry, is just get those testimonials afterwards. How easy the process was working with you, how happy they are with the outcome that they have, and it taking the stress off them. Okay, contracts sound great in principle, but in practice, who wants to start a legal process for a resolution? That's exactly right, but hopefully that will just give you the option to have some form of open negotiation, some form of open communication about, oh, you did say you were going to do this and you did sign that contract. You probably know that you're not going to take it further. They probably know you're not going to take it further, but it just It gives them also the chance to opt out before you send them the product. You say, you know, are you okay with signing this? They might just say, no, don't want to do anything. Fantastic. You have not sent your product to that person and wasted that time. So having a template there it doesn't need to be massive, but having a little template there just saying, you know, just hoping that you're happy to have a look through this and agree to these terms for me, because, you know, I'd like to get this content before I launch, or I'd like to get this content before my next product comes out. So just having that nice communication with them is a great idea. Last influencer that I used, I also said to her, I paid her for a certain amount of posts and a certain amount of platforms. And then I said to her, look, I really, really love this. It's fantastic. Do you mind if I post it to other platforms? Now, I could have just done it, no problem at all. But it's always polite to say, can I please do this? She came back, no problem at all. And she came back and said, I've actually got these other ones that you can use as well. So having that open communication is just very, very important. Okay, we are brought to you here by Business Station. I'm one of the digital business advisors. If you haven't jumped on board to this program, I really encourage you to have a look at it. It's 3 hours of one-on-one. So I chat with you about your business, where you are, what steps need to come forward. I specialize in social media, Canva, Amazon, eCommerce. But if there's an issue that you have, or you'd like to get some advice not on that, we have a fabulous team. And I've even gone into this program under my own ABN, so I can access some of the information and expertise that the team have that I feel a little bit not confident about. So fabulous, fabulous program, 3 hours of one-on-one, 4 hours worth of workshops and webinars for only $44. It's a federal grant from the last government. We're not sure how long it's going to last at the moment. It's going to tender and it's a little bit uncertain. So if you haven't jumped on board to this already, I really encourage you to. businessstation.link/register. You do need to have an ABN in Queensland, Northern Territory or WA. Do need to be running your business as a profit business. We do have facilities for non-for-profit business. Just email us and ask. And you do need to have fewer than 20 full-time staff members. So just checking the chat. Yep. I'm glad that helped. Good, good, good. Okie dokes. Okay, and then we've got a Q&A. There, opened. Okay, all right. Now, does anyone have any other questions? I just absolutely and utterly sped through that. So hopefully you have some information that you can move forwards with. So I really encourage you, just sort of try, just start with, what am I going to use first? Do I have content that I can already use? Do I have reviews that I already use? And business is tricky when you own a small business, and even as a large business, but I think especially as a small business. And if we can collect our testimonials, this is just a side note, if you can collect your testimonials, and if you can say to yourself, oh, far out, you know, sometimes you have a really crappy day, go through those testimonials and say, do you know what? I am actually doing an all right job. I am actually helping people. I am really, you know, I can do this, because we do need to give ourselves those pep talks every now and then. We really, really do. So I encourage you to go through all of your testimonials, all of your reviews, and even just keep it in a Word doc for your private use. And I mean, I keep all mine in a Word doc, so it's easy for me to create social media from it. But every time I go into there and I say, do you know what, you know, people do like this product. This is okay, because we all have those days where you just think, oh, what am I doing? Okay, so does anyone have any other questions? I am recognizing I'm speaking way too fast, and that is something that I'm going to have to work on. Okay. Cool. Okay, so we've got a question in there. Monique has a tour business and encouraged guests to post. Great. I do let them know how to tag us in the photos and the posts. However, sometimes they forget. Absolutely. What do you recommend to help them remember? We have a sign in the bus, but I guess they are posting when they are in the venues. So Monique, take photos from their phones. Have a little, is it on a bus, did you say? Have a sign on the bus? Yep. So if people I'm just tour business encourage guests to post. Yep. So last time I was on a tour bus, it was exhausting and I slept. So if there was a sign up the front, I wouldn't have seen it anyway. So perhaps just on the back of the seat, you can, post something on the back of the seat so that every single person has something there and they can always see it there as well. And so, and getting their cameras and actually taking a photo of them on the bus, perhaps taking a photo of them standing out the front of the venue and then saying, we'd love to see this. Can you remember to hashtag us? So it's you constantly reminding them as well. So Monique is also asking, is it best to get them to tag us or use the hashtag? Entirely up to you. Entirely up to you. If they tag you, you're going to get a notification for it. Fabulous. If they hashtag you, you're actually going to get it on your hashtag, and it's almost like another page on Instagram where you've got your hashtag and it goes, there's lots there. The other thing with hashtags is Instagram's a bit of a search engine now, so it teaches the Instagram about who your business is, and if your people are mentioning it all the time, Instagram will go, oh, this is actually quite an interesting business for other people, so we're going to show that to more. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So Celine, those tips that I was giving you previously, Celine's just said any tips for my business. No worries, Monique. All good. So those tips that I was giving previously were for your business. So getting people to do testimonials of working with you, getting people to do Google reviews of working with you, getting people to do a testimonial or a review, getting them to do a LinkedIn. I went to this business and it was really beneficial for me to do this. It helped me do this. I really liked working with this business. The benefits of this business was, so asking people to do reviews on where you'll find other clients. So probably you're going to be finding other clients on LinkedIn. So asking people to do reviews on LinkedIn for you. Hopefully that helps. So when we think of influencers, often we just think of people that are on Instagram as influencers. Influencers can be absolutely anywhere. It's anyone who is going to influence someone else to go to your service or your product. So an influencer could be, me talking about your product on social media, me saying, I just went here and it was great. So really think about where your clients are, and that's where you want people to post those reviews. There's another thing in the back of my mind, and I'm going to sound like I'm not know what I'm talking about here, but LinkedIn isn't my absolute speciality. There's something else on LinkedIn, and you guys might be able to help me with the name of it, but it's a I can't remember the word. It's when people say, yes, they are good at this. So you write down all of your bits and pieces in there, and then they give you like it's not a testimonial, and it's sort of a review, but it's a, yes, they are good at this. It's sort of verifying that they are good at that. That's, again, people creating content for you because they are verifying that you are actually good at that. Now, ask people to do that. People say to me all the time, can you verify this on my LinkedIn profile? And I'm like, yeah, sure I can, because I've worked with you. I know that you can do that. So there's a few different ways. Always think about the platform that you are going to get your most customers from. Cool. Okay, dokes. I will leave you with all of that information. Hopefully you got some tips out of that and you'll be able to use it for your particular business and just start with one little thing. You know, have a think about where they are, what you want them to post, and just start asking. It's actually quite hard to get reviews in Australia. Americans seem to do it all the time. They're very, very good at it. India seems to be very, very good at it. But Australians, I don't tend to really like writing reviews. So, you know, I do hope that some of those ideas can bring you in reviews and then use them on all of your different platforms, because they're not easy to get. So make the most of them. Okay, thank you very much for joining me today. My apologies for the beginning, the strangeness with all the video, that kind of stuff. Okay, so I wish you all the very best, and I'm pretty sure that I'll probably see you in the next webinar. Thanks, bye.